Yeah, well, at the time, when I was about 9 months before the application, I had just gotten married and moved to Victoria to do the engineering bridge program after I graduated from Okanagan College with an electronics technologist diploma. And I knew I was looking for a place in Victoria, and I was also looking for a company that sort of aligned with my passion for embedded electronics, embedded systems design, and that was Reliable. Yeah, so I started in the QA or the quality assurance department here at Reliable. What I gained there was just the experience of working with all the other departments, validating what they were doing. And at the end of that co-op, you always get those conversations of like, well, what are you doing next? And so that's where I got my hardware co-op, and then that's where I finally, got offered a job here at Reliable. Yeah, so because I did 3 co-ops, I can kind of think of 3 projects that I got to do. For my quality assurance co-op, the QA department was developing 2 systems sort of on the wall that was supposed to represent an installation so that you could run tests on both of them while only updating one with new code, so that you could detect differences in performance, or like if one wall was misbehaving, you could look at the other one to see what it was doing, see if it was doing the same thing. And so my project in my co-op term there was to basically create a lot of traffic on the network with our systems. And it really helped uncover a lot of bugs around protocol issues or transmit-receive stacks within the firmware, network timeouts, that type of stuff. What was nice actually is I got to see within that same term it uncovered a pretty big problem, which at the time they were developing the Mach Pro Zone. And then in hardware, Smart Sensor LCD, I got to add CO2 sensing to it. We didn't have a CO2 sensor on any of our sensor products at the time. Definitely one of the most exciting times, but also the scariest when you're deploying code to a product that's shipping out 20,000 a year and it can't be upgraded in the field. So that was exciting. Yeah. Reliable wanted to hire me on full-time, and I wanted to work here, but they had already sort of pipelined another co-op for hardware. That wasn't me, and so the first little bit was a bit rough, but then it wasn't so much of a problem going forward because I really felt like an employee already as a co-op. Like as a co-op, I was already getting to do very impactful projects, and already as a co-op, I was already feeling part of the team. I knew I wanted to work here, and then the only thing I wasn't sure of was whether I wanted to go into firmware or hardware. But I sort of saw an opportunity in just how small the hardware team was that could be a really good path forward for becoming manager, which I did. Well, definitely when I started, I didn't quite appreciate the impact I could have on the company. My perspective really changed in understanding that the impact I could have is more than just my technical knowledge or expertise and what I could do as an engineer. I could mentor, help with product specifications, and then now in my current role, being able to impact the company's growth and what it's doing, and then also being able to work with a lot of really talented engineers has been very, very great. Yeah, so on my first co-op term, I was hired by Roland Laird, who was one of the founders of the company. And one of the things I learned from him was just treating everybody with a good level of respect and being able to discuss, technical issues clearly with everybody. I think for me that was one of the big lessons I learned out of my first co-op, and that I took forward in everything else I do. That skill is just so important in the position I have now because it could mean the difference between shipping out 10 products with an issue versus 10,000. Just because you want to really build that level of communication and trust with everybody in the company and empower them to come to you with issues if they see something. You don't want anybody to feel like they can't come and talk to you. And we've really seen that be a very critical skill and aspect of the job. I think the company culture is great. Just being able to go up to the lunchroom and just sit around with everybody and talk was really awesome. Doing crosswords. There was the camping trips, the Christmas party, the Christmas skate, the golf tournament, TC10K. I got into running by working here at Reliable Controls because they would pay your entry fee into running the TC10K. And then I think I also got really lucky. There were 5 of us out of UVic that graduated and then ended up working at Reliable within the same couple of years. And they are my best friends at the moment. So yeah, I got super lucky. Yeah, well, I've been the hardware manager at Reliable now for 2 years, managing a wonderful team of engineers. I'm definitely more involved on the program and product management side of things as opposed to, the day-to-day kind of testing and engineering, though I still do that from time to time. From here on, I think really focusing on developing great products and then continuing that skill of just building relationships and looking for opportunities. I really contribute my success to the co-op program and just giving me those opportunities. Apply for co-ops. Do them. Yeah, they're great.